right, good evening, everybody. It is 6 o'clock, and I will call the 21st regular Common Council meeting to order. Will the clerk state the quote of the evening?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Do what is right, not what is easy.
Thank you. Will the clerk call the roll?
Alderperson Bellinger.
Here.
Alderperson Decker.
Here.
Alderperson Feldy.
Here.
Alderperson Heidemann.
Here.
Alderperson LaFave.
Here.
Alderperson Mitchell. Alderperson Perella. Alderperson Peterson.
Here.
Alderperson Ramey.
Excused.
Alderperson Rust. 9 present.
Thank you. If folks could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Alder Decker, is there a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting?
Thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the minutes from the 20th regular council meeting held on January 20th, 2025.
Thank you. Moved and seconded. All those, this is a voice vote. All those in favor of approval of the minutes, state aye.
Aye.
Any objection?
Aye.
All right, minutes are approved. Next, we have a resignation, Assistant or Deputy City Attorney.
Thank you. Kyle Caboord from the Board of License Examiners, effective immediately.
Thank you. Alder Decker.
I move to accept and file.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of accepting and filing, state aye.
Aye.
Any objections? That is accepted and filed. Next, we have mayoral appointments, Deputy City Attorney.
Thank you. Craig Sider to be considered for appointment to the Board of License Examiners as a full position. Samuel Payne to be considered for appointment to the Board of License Examiners for a full position. Craig Wakefield to be considered for appointment to the Board of License Examiners as first alternate. John Jalipski to be considered for appointment to the Board of License Examiners second alternate.
All right, and those will lay over. City Clerk, anyone for public forum?
No one this evening.
Thank you. We'll jump into mayor's announcements real quick. All right, well, good evening, everybody. Just some brief remarks. First, before we jump into our meeting here, the Mayor's International Committee is looking for host families as we prepare for another delegation of students from our Japanese sister city in Tsubame this summer from July 31st to August 6th. So check out the city's website or reach out to the Mayor's International Committee if you're interested in hosting some students this summer. Also, we have a new event coming this winter through the Business Improvement District. So the BID is hosting the Winter Wine Walk, which will be coming downtown into the riverfront. So we'll be highlighting some of the businesses, their wines that they have, and that'll be coming on March 8th. Ticketing information will be coming soon, so follow the Business Improvement District's social medias and websites for more information as well. And then I'll call up Larry Samet, the president of the Police and Fire Commission, to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here today to celebrate Chief Domagowski. I have, as president of the Police and Fire Commission, for the last couple of years, I've worked very closely with him and grown to appreciate him even more as an individual, as a leader, than I had done previously. 12 years ago, and I might let you know, my wife said, don't speak off the cuff today, but I am doing a little bit of that. Then I'll get into my planned words. But 12 years ago at a veterans get-together at North High School, I ran into Chief Domagowski. It was the first time I believe we met. And after that, we happened to leave at the same time and walk together. I can't recall if we're walking back to our car or back to our homes as we lived in the same neighborhood, but at 2 o'clock you wouldn't be leaving work, so I imagine you were headed someplace else. Anyway, I thought very highly of him then and really enjoyed the conversation we had, and I can't imagine, working for him, and it must have been just a wonderful experience. So lastly, I'd like to say for 25 years I was on the school board and I had to make a lot of speeches for the school board. And when you're a school board member, you're always the lowest one on the totem pole. You have the state senator or the legislature or someone from Joe Lemieux or somebody like that. And so when it was my turn to speak, they had said everything I was going to say, so I kind of stood there looking rather foolish. But tonight I get to go first, so here we go. I am here tonight to say a few words regarding Chief Chris Domagowski. I know that along with myself, and here is Corrado Cirillo, another member of the Police and Fire Commission, Jerry Jones, Ann Steenwick, and Kristen Blanchard, we are highly appreciative of the leadership that Chris Domagowski has displayed. Over a 15-year career in Sheboygan, our police department has become an organization focused on community service. This change has greatly contributed to a reduction in crime and enhanced collaboration between the citizens and the department. Without a doubt, it has made Sheboygan a better place for all of us to live. The chief's leadership style has encouraged professional growth and, you see what that word? No, I'm just kidding. That's professional growth and member advancement for those who seek to take on more responsibility. He has encouraged the department to take a public safety approach that is proactive versus reactive. He has never avoided answering our questions and in many cases in-serviced us on subjects which the Commission inquired about. Chris has a unique style to answering questions. For example, what's the weather today? What time is it? Let me see, how can I answer that would be his response. I often joke that I would want him as my partner in playing poker somewhere because he's so close to his vest. But in all seriousness, you have made a lasting impact on this community. And in conclusion, we appreciate your commitment to making Sheboygan a safer place for all of us to live. Thank you very much, and we all on the Commission, and I'm sure everyone in this room, wish you the best for you and yours in retirement. And if you have any questions how to retire comfortably, I'm just around the block if you need anything, okay? All right, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry, and I'll call former chief up to the podium as well. So, Chief Domagowski, it's been a privilege working with you, both as my time as an alder as well as the mayor. I think this day and age, it's definitely working in law enforcement is definitely a big challenge for many folks. And I think your leadership these last several years at the city have put the police department on the right track. Obviously, it's not an easy job as you navigate personalities, making sure that you're fighting crime, keeping our streets clean as well. So if I'll speak on behalf of the Common Council and all of the staff at the city, that we're very privileged and blessed that you landed in Sheboygan and stayed here and helped move our city forward and kept our city safe. So with that, we're going to make it official. We're going to officially retire you by giving you a proclamation here. So whereas the city of Sheboygan recognizes the dedicated service and leadership of Police Chief Christopher Domagowski, who retired on January 20th, 2025, following 15 years of outstanding service as a chief of police. Whereas he joined the Sheboygan Police Department on January 18th, 2010, bringing with him 18 years of experience from the Milwaukee Police Department, where he held the roles as police officer, detective, lieutenant of detectives, captain of police, and the commanding officer for the 3rd District. And whereas he has demonstrated a strong commitment to bring professional development, education, and holding a Bachelor's of Arts in Management of Criminal Justice from Concordia University, and is a graduate of the FBI National Academy in Leadership in Police Organizations program. So whereas his exemplary leadership dedicated to public safety and tireless service has earned the respect and admiration of city officials, law enforcement colleagues from across the state of Wisconsin, And I, Ryan Sorensen, as mayor of the city of Sheboygan, do hereby officially congratulate Police Chief Christopher Domagowski on his many years of service to the city of Sheboygan and wish him well in his retirement. So, Chief, congratulations.
Yeah, I really don't want to be up here speaking tonight, so I'm going to keep it short. And I'm just going to say that I'm extremely grateful to have given this opportunity to lead the police department 15 years ago. It's been a tremendously rewarding job. Can't say enough about the support that I've received from all of the elected officials, the aldermen, the mayors, the city administrators that I've had the opportunity to work with. I've worked with many incredible department heads, many of them sitting behind me right now today. It's been an awesome experience the last year getting to work with Casey. The plan when I came here 15 years ago was to retire in 15 years, so I'm sticking to that. I would say with the current team we have, it's a little bit difficult at times, but really excited for the opportunity that Kurt has to take that job and watch what he does with it. So thank you very much.
I was going to say, Chief, who has the worst jokes out of the department heads? Fire chief. No, okay. All right, we're going to jump into our regularly scheduled program here for this evening. So you're all more than welcome to stay if you'd like. If not, we'll just jump right into our business program. All right, we'll jump right into a hearing, item 8, hearing number 13-2425, pursuant to notices published by the city clerk. This hearing is to allow interested parties to be heard in relative to a proposed amendment to the City of Sheboygan's zoning ordinance. The purpose of the amendment is to eliminate the Architectural Review Board and give those powers to the Plan Commission. Anyone in the public wishing to speak on this item? Anyone wishing to be heard? Final call. Anyone wishing to be heard? Alder Decker.
I move to close the hearing.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Any objections? All right, that hearing is closed. Next, to the items on the consent agenda, items 10 through 15. Alder Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to receive and file all ROs, receive all RCs, and adopt all resolutions and ordinances.
Thank you. Moved and seconded. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Alder Bellinger.
I've got 12, 13, and 14 I'd like to speak to. I'm not sure how you want to handle that.
Okay. Can you talk into your mic?
Okay, thank you. So for 12, I would like to ask the city administrator if he would give his opinion on 12. We at the committee level for Public Works discussed the issue of it being $2.1 million. It's a significant cost expense, and we're not sure what the long-term plans are for that building. And we were concerned that expending that kind of amount of money only to have in 3 to 5 years, something like that, that building be tore down or something else happen with it, that it wouldn't be the most wise use of the expenditure. So it was kind of, we were kind of assured that that wasn't the case, but I just wanted to get your opinion, Casey, on that, so thank you.
City Administrator?
Yes, so we had significant conversations regarding that building and the long-term use of that building. There's a lot of issues. It's getting pretty old. It's been used heavily. Obviously, there's things that DPW would like to replace and do differently there. So we talked through, would we look at renovations? Would we look ultimately at a new building? And I think we're too far out from making any of those decisions. And ultimately, we have a building that before we can make any type of decision, we need to fix the roof to protect the assets in it and the building itself. I know in prior plans, there had been plans to put things like solar and other things on there. In looking at, I believe we were anticipating about 150,000 pounds would have to be supported by that roof, so the existing roof system would not support that. Ultimately, in the decision to move forward, we decided to propose just fixing the roof so that long-term, we have the ability to make that decision and not necessarily have the city put in a position where we have a building that's quickly deteriorating because we didn't maintain the roof. We'd be able to fix the roof and take the time it needs to do the proper studies to make the decisions of, do we reinvest more into that building, or do we look at another facility somewhere else, or a hybrid combination? But this should hopefully buy us, that 10, 15 years that we hopefully would ultimately get out of fixing the roof and, figuring out what we need long-term.
Thank you.
You want to, number 13, John?
13, if I could ask the fire chief, I appreciate this report this quarterly report that you put out for the community and for the aldermen, so thank you for that. I've just got a question you've got incident types, you've got fires, rescue, and EMS, and non-fires. And non-fires is a significant number. It's 1,400 it averages, it looks like, for the last few years. So if you could just give us an explanation of what all is included in non-fires, or what that category, I mean, it seems like a pretty broad category.
Fire chief?
Sure thing, Alder. Thank you for asking. It does encompass everything else that is not related to a fire, an actual fire with flames, or EMS calls. So basically everything else we do, service calls, getting animals out of a pond or anything, water rescues, you name it, that's all non-fire. So even though it's the fire department responding, it's just no flames, basically.
Okay.
Gas leaks, etc.
Thank you.
Item 14, Alder Bellinger?
Yeah, so on 14, I would just like to ask the new police chief, just a couple issues on that report. Again, same kind of thing. I appreciate the support. It provides a lot of information, and we're able to see how things trend. But it looks like aggravated assaults and select crimes against persons, so those numbers are up. And I just kind of wanted to get your feel on that as to if it's anything that you see as a trend or alarming or something to be concerned about, or just get a feel for that.
Police chief, your first question, right?
Sure. Yeah, so when it comes to aggravated assault, that category of crime is set by the FBI. So there are certain categories that we have to report, and even though it sounds pretty significant or severe, it's a fairly broad category. It includes assaults with serious injury. It includes assault with a weapon. It can also include simply threatening someone with a weapon where there's no injuries. That's still categorized by the FBI as an aggravated assault. I would say that looking back historically at our data when it comes to aggravated assaults, it fluctuates quite a bit. And I would say that that's because there's not a lot of it really given our population. We have a fairly low number relative to other communities with regard to aggravated assaults. The other thing that I would say that contributes to it is that it's driven mostly by domestic offenses, domestic abuse or domestic violence. The vast majority of cases of aggravated assaults, the victim and suspect are known to each other and often have some sort of intimate partner relationship. And so that makes it one of the most stubborn categories of crime for us to impact. Because it happens typically behind closed doors, our presence in a neighborhood or in a particular area doesn't necessarily prevent it. There are some strategies, though, that I anticipate that we will be looking at to try to reduce it and to have some of the same types of successes we've had with other types of crime, particularly property crimes.
Thank you. Then just one other question. Percent of offenses cleared, you're at 70%, and that is meeting your goal of 70%. To me, that stands out as a particularly high percentage, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Just wondering if you have any comment on that, or...
So I think it has to do with the type of crimes that we encounter. Our biggest categories of crimes are things that are typically fairly solvable, like thefts, retail thefts, things like that. And so I think that certainly accounts for a good portion of the high percentage, so.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Alder Prelep.
Yes, back to the number 12, briefly, I just was curious about what was the amount that we had budgeted for that item? Was it close to this amount? Was less? Was more?
Who wants that one?
Well, we had 2.1 million budgeted for the roof,
Oh,
or 2.5, sorry.
Was budgeted and it came in at 2.1.
yeah, perfect. Thank you.
And it's not just roof, there's some fans, exhaust fans, things like that that are also, it's a lot of maintenance occurring in that building overall. The roof is obviously the significant portion of it, but there's also other things in there that are also being replaced as a part of this.
As a part of this estimate.
Yes.
No, excuse me. So there's one more part of the mechanical part that's going out for bid as we speak. That should be theoretically it should be under $200,000. So we should still be under the threshold of that 2.5.
Thank you.
All right. Seeing no more discussion for the consent agenda, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
All right, those are approved. Next, we have reports of officers. Item 16, RO number 111-2425 by the City Plan Commission, to whom was referred General Ordinance Number 34-2425 by Alders Bellinger, amending Section 105-1006 of the Sheboygan Municipal Code as to remove the responsibilities for the Housing Rehabilitation Loan Program from Historic Preservation Commission. Alder Bellinger.
I move to adopt the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this item? Alder Mitchell.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to confirm my understanding of this. Looking a little bit ahead on the agenda at item 31, General Ordinance 35-2425. It looks like it's reassigning that same responsibility to the Finance and Personnel Committee. I believe both ordinances had an effective date on them. Is this basically just going to be a handoff on, I think it was April 15th, that the Finance and Personnel Committee would be taking on this responsibility instead of architectural review?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Alder Prella.
Yeah, actually, I had the same question. Thank you.
All right. Seeing no more discussion, this is a roll call vote.
Alder Feldy?
Aye.
9 ayes.
All right, that's approved. Items 17 and 18 will lay over. Items 19 through 21 will be referred to the respective committees. Items 22 through 28 will be referred to the respective committees. Now we have reports of committees. Item 29, RC number 208-2425 by the Public Works Committee, to whom was referred resolution number 152-2425 by Alders Decker and Ramey, authorizing the appropriate city officials to enter into contract for the comprehensive structural and mechanical condition analysis of most city-owned buildings as to aid in future maintenance and proactive future budget planning. Alder Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to receive the RC and adopt the resolution.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on this item? Alder Heidemann.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to go back to the resolutions, item 24.
We already passed that one.
I buzzed in, but you didn't recognize, you didn't pass it, and you just referred it to the Public Works Committee.
Yep,
And
so
what I wanted
that
to
item
do
we
is,
passed already, so we're on item 29.
gotcha.
Any other discussion on item 29? Alder Perla.
Yes. So I know we have a new building department, so I understand perhaps it's a new approach, but how did we do that before? How did we assess? Did we assess the conditions of our building internally, or we always use third parties to assess those?
City Administrator.
Yes, so we discussed this as part of our work plan when we did the presentation earlier this year. And I believe we did an update closer to the end of last year, just providing the background that there's never been an assessment done. So to kind of get the whole inventory done, we were bringing in a third party to do this. Because it's an extensive amount of work, they're going to provide us estimates on the useful life of the structure, and then the components within the structure, like the roof, HVAC, things like that. So they're doing a full analysis of each site, and we just don't have the staff to do that and still get the regular work done.
Very good. So as a follow-up, Mayor, may I?
Yep.
This is a one-time thing, and then we will not need this every 2 years or 5 years or whatever else, right?
Correct, and that goes into the looking at the life cycle replacement of all assets to build our capital plan. So we got into the capital planning process and trying to revamp that, and what we found was that there's no invoice or inventory of all of our assets. So that's to get us to a point where we can accurately predict what our costs are going to be going forward. This is a critical step in that process.
Very good. And finally, how many buildings do we have as a city?
Mr. Wilmes.
Approximately 147 structures.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this one? All right, seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy?
Aye.
Nine ayes.
All right, that's approved. Next, item 30, RC number 2112425 by the Licensing, Hearing, and Public Safety Committee, to whom was referred General Ordinance Number 332425 by Alders Rust and LaFave, amending Section 2-581 of the Sheboygan Municipal Code regarding residency requirements to delete any references to the Architectural Review Board. Alder Rust.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to receive the RC and adopt the ordinance.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion on this one. Seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy?
Aye.
Nine ayes.
All right, thank you. Items 31 through 34 will be referred to their committee. Next, under considerations of matters laid over, 35 RO number 1032425 by the City Plan Commission, to whom was referred General Ordinance number 302425 by Alder Bellinger, amending several sections of Charter 105 of the Sheboygan Municipal Code as to eliminate the Architectural Review Board and give those powers to the Plan Commission. Alder Bellinger.
I move to receive the RO and adopt the ordinance.
Moved and seconded. Discussion on this one. Any discussion? Seeing none? Oh, sorry, there we go. Alder Bellinger.
Thank you, Mayor. I support this. I support the streamlining of different processes within the council that we can eliminate some, I think we have way too many committees, and if we can streamline and merge some of these, I think we can become more efficient. I know that the attorney's office, specifically Chuck Adams, was given this task 10, 12 months ago to come up with a streamlining process to make this body more efficient and City Hall more efficient in general. And I'm just disappointed at the pace that this is going. And, I know that there was some policy changes and, and some restrictions that were placed on that office to free up more time a number of months ago. And the pace that this is coming out, I think, is unacceptable. And it is one of the reasons why the citizens of Sheboygan are losing some faith in how we conduct our business. So I would like to see the pace be picked up on this. And again, I'm not sure why the ordinance with the remote attendance is not part, why that's not going on with this too. I don't know what games are being played with that either, but I would like to see these things move forward sooner rather than later. Thank you.
Thank you. Alder Rust.
As the council member for the Architectural Review Board, it's been a pleasure to serve on that board, and I know a lot, Joe Clark especially, the chair for that board, has put in a lot of work and effort, and I thank him for all that work over the years, and I thank everybody that was on that board, and I know this is definitely what's best, and it helps make sure that the people, Architectural Review Board struggled to get people to attend or be a part of it, and this helps that process at being part of the City Plan Commission. So I just like to thank everybody that was a part of the Architectural Review Board.
Thanks, Alder Rust. All right. Seeing no more speakers, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy?
Aye.
9 ayes.
All right, that is approved. Next is a contemplated closed session. Alder Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to convene in closed session under the exemption provided in section 19.85 sub 1 sub G for conferring with legal counsel who is rendering oral advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the common council with respect to litigation in which it is involved related to a potential settlement in the matter of Vicky Schneider versus the city of Sheboygan, and to convene in closed session under the exemption provided in section 19.85 sub 1 sub C for considering employment compensation or performance evaluation date of a public employee over which the governmental body exercises the responsibility, to wit, annual city administrator evaluation.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All right, this is a roll call vote.
Alderperson Feldy?
Aye.
Nine ayes.
Thank you. We'll take 2 minutes to shuffle to closed session. All right, we'll come back to order here. Alder Decker, is there a motion to reconvene into open session?
I move to reconvene in open session for discussion and possible action relating to closed session.
Second.
Moved and seconded. This is a roll call vote. City Clerk.
Alder Bellinger?
Here, I'm sorry, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Alder Decker?
Aye.
Alder Heidemann?
Yeah.
Alder LaFave?
Yeah.
Alder Mitchell?
Aye.
Alder Peterson?
Aye.
Alder Perella?
Aye.
Alder Rust?
Yay.
There are 8. That was
All right,
8.
we are in open session. Next, item 38. Resolution number 153-2425 by Alderpersons Decker and Rust, authorizing execution of settlement agreement and releasing case number 24049. Alder Decker.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to receive receive and, how will we put this?
Receive and approve.
And approve.
All right.
And approve the settlement.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on this item? All right, seeing none, this is a roll call vote.
Alder Bellinger?
No.
Alder Decker?
Aye.
Alder Heidemann?
No.
Alder LaFave?
Aye.
Alder Mitchell?
No.
Alder Peterson?
Yes.
Alder Perella?
Yep.
Alder Rust?
Yay.
5 ayes, 3 noes.
All right, that item is approved. We've exhausted the agenda. Alder Decker.
I move to adjourn.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor of adjournment, state aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? We're adjourned at 7:48. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.